I'm Nelson. I'm with Rivacold. Rivacold has been in the United States for almost 7 years now, operating and manufacturing solutions for refrigeration. So today we're gonna spend a little bit on R290. We understand, and there is a good noise about R290 for years and years. On the retail side of business, it's been being a little bit new for a lot of people. Big companies understand and knew about it, but on small stores and small footprints, people still don't understand that R290 can be used. So the objective here is go through a little bit of our product line. I'll be focused on the products that can be used in larger scale, if you will. And then at the end, we can talk and have, if you guys have any questions. For some reason, I got stuck on one. So I'm going to go pretty quickly introducing our company. Then we're going to talk about package systems, overall plugging units. And I'm going to be focused in one of our systems that we've been approaching the market, we've been using the market, and have installations, and give you some details of how we've been using R290 and installing that. Then I'm going to go straight to a new product that we're bringing that is very similar to the one that we have in the market, but we are bringing a little bit bolder solution. And then we can conclude and go to the Q&A. So a little bit about us. We've been in this business for more than 57 years. We are originally an Italian company, almost 2,000 employees. So R290 natural refrigerants is something that we know a lot about. It is something that we've been experiencing in Europe for years and years. Even on the household side, when we changed from R12 here in the US, we did 134A. In some other places they did R600A, so they are used to flammability, safety, and everything like that for years and years. So it was a good fit for us to bring that technology, bring our company to the United States back in 2018. One of the things I want to just highlight it here is we divide, and you can see the market in food service and food retail, right? And then you have industrial. Our line of products goes from smaller R290 systems, packet systems, self-contained systems, to bigger ones, self-contained packet systems. So when we talk about the United States, R290 is being part of the life of the food service people, McDonald's, industrial, professional kitchens, big chains, 40 years and years. We start moving to R290 back in 2017-16 with SNAP and DOE at a time. A lot of companies realize that in order to achieve the energy efficiency we need to pass DOE and Energy Star, going to R290 will be a one-step only choice, because that will take them already to the natural refrigerants, low GWP. Why I'm saying that is because we have a very huge install base of R290 systems already in the United States, which brings us the question about the service is known, how we do that, right? There are a lot of companies doing that. Even the household guys today, Whirlpools and Electrolux, they move their production to R600A. Even their service install base has been trained to deal with these unknowns of flammability and other potential safety concerns. Here in the line of products, you can see we call as ENCU, so our small monoblocks, plug-and-play systems under pre-charged that we use for reaching self-contained display cases, small units, under-counter systems, really more focused on the food service. But with that, we learn a lot about the needs and the safety and everything that needs to be done in order to bring a better product to the retail business now, retail segments. So this line that we're going to be focused most is going to be the line that we call BEST. Is a package system, brand new system that was designed in order to make installation easier, in order to bring the energy efficient required to reduce energy bills and make sure that the customers today, they can have access to a R290 low GWP, easy and efficient systems, not only be focused on something that can be more expensive, can be more difficult to deal with it. So that is a solution that today can be applied and has been applied in the industry on the walk-in coolers and freezers. And I'm going to do a deep dive on this as well. And then at the end, I'm going to show a new product that we are bringing to bring even more boldness to this market. So our unit is a compact system, pre-charge and tested 100%, which means that we're going to deliver the product to be used in a walk-in cooler or freezer that doesn't need anything else but just an outlet with 208 or 115 volts. So this system is developed and was developed to bring all the benefit of a natural refrigerant, easy installation, low energy consumption in a one simple system. So most of us are used to have split systems when you need to charge, you need to vacuum, you need to do a lot of things when installing. And this unit can easily just be put on the top of walk-in and then connected with your outlet, 115 volts or 208. So how can we do that? Because you might say, oh, but this is going to be small. R290, normally you have the tendency to have these smaller systems because of the requirement of 150 grams or 300 grams. So that puts you in a very small box. So this system that we have developed and being used in the United States is a system that can go from a 2,600 BTU to 13,000 BTU. So it's a system that has, even though being very small in terms of our refrigerant charge, we were able to create a system and put things in place to extend the capacity of only one system. So when we talk about medium temperature, we can go with only one system to 13,000 BTUs. And then when we talk about low temp, we can go to 8,000 BTUs. We have installations today in the United States that they need much more than that. They need 30,000, they need 40,000 BTUs. And then you feel like, okay, so one unit is not going to be enough. And that's the beauty of this system. And I'm going to talk a little bit more down the road. How can we make this happen based on the technology and everything we have in here? So our systems are pretty much divided in three sizes. And what do you mean three sizes? Mean how many compressors I'm going to have in one unit. So the limit of size of compressor for R290, it's not so big. We cannot have big displacements for R290 just yet. So we have a limited size of compressors. And in order to make the systems a little bit bigger, we need to combine a series of compressors. So we create multi-circuits in order to have in one unit, 1, 2, or 3 compressors in order to achieve the capacity up to 13,000 BTUs. So we have redesigned this unit in a way that if you're familiar with package system, this is not a new technology. Rivacold is inventing a new package system. No, this is a common product in Europe. It's a common product here in the US. They've been using some applications, restaurants and alike. The difference is that in most of the applications, you have the evaporator and the fans going inside the walk-in, right? So we redesigned this unit in order to make it easier for the operator. So it means that the person that is operating that walk-in, feeding, loading that walk-in, it doesn't have any more that fans over their head, which reduce the amount of space you need to put this unit. And also you let the service person, in case of any service ability of this unit, he doesn't need to go inside the walk-in. Right? You don't disturb the in and out. You don't disturb the food or anything that you're storing inside because all the service, all the parts are on the top of the system. So the redesign and what we are bringing on top of R290 solutions is to bring a system that can be serviced on top of the case without going inside. So the unit that we just develop in order to bring the best DOE, the order to bring the best solution for you guys, is it's coming with a variable speed solution. So this system is very, I would say, is the cut edge of development and efficiency and design in the market, because we are using the best of the technology we have at our disposal today, right? So we have compressors variable speed that can give and guarantee best energy efficiency and also better control of temperature. We have on this units EC fan motors that they are easily controlled by our control boards and make sure that you have the right flow of air in and out for the system, guaranteeing that the variable speed gives us the best capacity at the best time and the airflow goes in the same way. So we guarantee very small variation inside your walk-in. That unit also have electric expansion valves. So again, and some probes in order to guarantee that our evaporator is used in its best capacity, given the best performance of the system. This is all integrated with a development of coils, heat exchangers, that we use a simulation, we use a program to guarantee that we have the best size, the best quantity of tubes in our coils in order to have the best integration and deliver the best results, right? From the size of the pipes, from the way that the pipe can be smooth or rifle, from the quantity of rows we're gonna have. This is all put together in a way in our lab, in our R&D team, in order to deliver the best solution. Again, R290 by itself is a very efficient refrigerant. When you just use that, you gain a lot. But then when you combine with the technology of the compressor manufacturer, the fan companies, and our ability that Rivacold has to produce the coil and the tubes in a way to put all this together, make this solution a solution that can really bring to the end user the benefit of best controlling temperature, best energy efficiency, reducing their consumption in the end of the day. That's something that might come in mind. Hey, we're gonna have a unit with 3 compressors. It's that very loud. It's going to be a train over there. It is not. The compressors that we are used, they have a very low noise. I was in an installation that we have 21 compressors running at the same time, and the owner of the store was saying, "Hey, we can barely hear that." And this is all possible because of the technology that the compressor manufacturer is bringing, and also the size of the compressors, right? So you have only one piston, making everything smaller. And then with the efficiency of the EC fan motors, better blades, the noise and the sense of noise in the room is very reduced. So one of the things that is important for us is to guarantee, especially on those self-contained systems, is that the evaporating box that you have to have the return and the in and out of the flow needs to be well designed so you don't have situations where your flow can become a little bit off the rail, right? So we did an analysis where we create this shape, and this shape looks like you are on a very if you're looking on a truck, right? They put the little forehead in order to reduce the resistance and everything. It seems that you're gonna put this unit on the top of a truck. That's the reason why you have this round shape. That was done in order to guarantee that the flow of the air is correct, and you capture it, and you guarantee you have no no recirculation inside of our evaporating box, and you have all the air going through the walking. Moving on, we can talk about all this technology. Fan, EC, electronic fans, variable speed, inverter compressors, electronic expansion valves, but nothing will work correctly if you don't have the right control and the right parameters to be in that. So Rivacold has developed a control in order to guarantee we have all those different electronics working correctly and combined, so we can get the more reliability and efficiency of the system. And one of the things that we are bringing to this system, especially because sometimes you can have several different systems together, is a smart defrost. So defrost is a huge problem that we have in the systems today. Most of them, they start in the time that they should, and you have a lot of different circumstances where the defrosts become a problem. So based on the electronics and the probes that we have inside of our evaporator, we are able to guarantee, or the system determines or identify the best time to have the defrost. And this is all based on the quantity of ice you're gonna have in the system. So guaranteeing a more smooth defrost and guaranteeing that the efficiency of evaporator is every time at peak, right? So we don't wanna have the evaporator getting full of ice and then trying to defrost anything. So the smart defroster understand and can even detect where the best time to start removing the ice based on the open and the closing of the doors of the walk-in. So just back to the design of the unit, most of the units in the past, they have the evaporator and fans inside the walk-in. So we have created a deflector, and we have created a way for our airflow to be efficient and guarantee that even though you don't have the fans blowing right there inside the room is gonna be uniform in terms of temperature and in terms of keeping up when every time you open a door and close the door, you lose a little bit of temperature. So that design guarantees that we keep the temperature always as constant as necessary for the end user. And once again, when you're looking into this unit, you're creating a space, a more space inside your walk-in, because you don't have those big fans inside of your room anymore. So you create space on the back for more shelving. You create space for people to come in and out. And again, most of the issues we have with the systems today is because of this constant open and closed doors. You start bringing a lot of humidity to the room, and you start freezing the fans. And then when you freeze the fans, people go with the room over there and start breaking fans. And then the system end up being the blamed one, saying, oh, the system doesn't work. So it's important to look into those details. That's the reason why we have a system that today is just on top of the walk-in without any fans, just with the air circulating as much as you can. So this system, as I've said in the beginning, is a multi-circuit system. When we developed this system was back in 2019, 20. We've been bringing to United States since 2021. That this system was limited to 150 grams. And then we like that amount because that amount, it's pretty much the cigarette lighter amount in terms of ounces, right? 5 ounces or so. So in terms of making sure we are able to keep it a very compact system and making sure we can tackle the safety and guaranteeing that nothing's going to happen with the system, we start creating individual circuits inside the system. So for our smaller system, 2,600 BTUs, we're going to have just one compressor, one circuit, 150 grams. When we go to the biggest one, we're talking about 3 circuits each of them with 150 grams, which give us 450 grams. But because they are individually done and they have only 150 grams risk of potential leak. So in the end of the day, you were able to scale up the system and then make sure that you still under the limits of refrigerant in a safety space. So this unit can be beyond having 3 compressors in one unit. This unit can work in a system that we call server and client, right? So you can have one unit as your client unit, your main unit, and then you can attach up to 6 units connected and being driven by the client unit. So imagine we're talking about 13,000 BTUs with one unit, then we can add another 6, right? So we're talking about almost 80,000, 90,000 BTUs with R290. So if we think in the past, and I remember back in 2016, 17, R290 was small compressor, 150 grams. That's what we can do. Nobody's going to do anything different. If we need something bigger, we need to go to big scrolls, big screws, semi-hermetic compressors in order to achieve the capacities we need. So now we can have a unit that, once again, is plug and play. So everything is there, 100% tested. You just need to plug the unit in a 115 volt or 208. And it's a unit that cannot go only on a small space, but can be in a very big space. You're talking about a very big walk-in cooler or freezers. The flexibility of this unit is fantastic. You can think about using in a beer cooler, in a dairy cooler, in a freezer, a meat cooler, in a freezer, a small freezer, 2 freezers, a freezer within the cooler. So that aligned with easy installation. So the only thing you need to install this unit is cut the hole, the size of the hole on the ceiling of your walk-in and just install on the top. Nothing more simple. Funny point here. I was in installation the other day, and they end up installing the unit all on the opposite side of what's supposed to be the airflow. So we just talked to the guys that were there, the refrigeration guys, the service guys, the construction guys. They just unscrew the unit and they rotate 180 degrees and they have the unit facing the right way. So the flexibility you can even have on, hey, we did it wrong here. It's not much expensive just to rotate the unit 180 degrees. They were not happy with it. It's a work to be done, but they don't have anything to do. They just unplug, rotate, and plug it back. So part of what we are bringing, and it's, when we say spending on R290, is to give a chance for everybody to use R290, even though they have bigger walk-ins, or even different type of rooms. Sometimes I've seen application where they have a line of reachings on the back, and then they put those units on top of the reachings. They were a little bit bigger reachings. They put those units in line so you could see down the aisle all those units working the way that's supposed to be. So that helps eliminating as well the need of potential more racks space. This is a potential retrofit for some of the current systems that we have today, which is important. I think the most complex answers to the market is what we're going to do with our install base when we need to go and put something new. We cannot just destroy the entire system, rebuild everything from the scratch. So this unit is also flexible in order to become a retrofit because you have everything already there, approved and safety put together. So the one of the things that we are bringing with this unit in terms of technology is accessibility to the controls and the data you have. So there are two ways that you can control this unit. One is using our display that comes with the unit, and you have access of 2 days of parameters or data log of this unit. The other interesting form that we have is to using an app. So we have an app that you can connect the system via Bluetooth, and then you can see all the parameters of the unit. You can change the set points of the unit using your phone. And then the idea of having this is not only for you to see or change few things, but if when you have several different installations, when you do the first one and they are kind of a repetition of the one that you have 5 freezers and they all the same, receiving all the same units. You can go there, adjust the first one, making sure that that one is the way that you want to use, and then you can just copy and paste all the parameters and all the settings to all the other units, which makes the installation much faster in terms of commissioning the units, right? So that's one of the ways we bring in order to communicate and make sure that we have this system operating correctly and giving you the ability to see if you are down in the middle of the store, you can open up and see how the unit is working. You don't need to grab a ladder, goes up there and see, or even go next to the door. Most of the owners today don't want to have the display next to the door because they don't want anybody messing with the set points of the unit. So they leave the display up next to the unit, and they can see it on the app. That is a Rivacold app. And the other form of connectivity we allowed, and we have this unit ready for a Modbus connection. So when we go back to how can you use this unit with client and server situation, the only connection you need is with the client or the main unit. And based on that, you can see all the other units, how they are operating, the defrost, how's the set points and everything. So trying to wrap up a little bit on what the R290 is bringing with those solutions, and then how can Rivacold is bringing R290 for you guys, is bringing a system, a package system that can be used in large scale, that can be safely used, and bring not only the efficiency of the R290, bring the efficiency of all the components to make the system even better and have a low consumption. And on top of that, bringing an installation process that is much easier, that today you don't need much of your crew to get the installation done. You do this installation and super quick and get the system up and running. So I'm gonna now bring what else we could do to help the retail segment. Once, okay, we have already, this is a rooftop system. One of the things is that sometimes you don't have the space to put that system up. When you go to New York and stores in New York, a lot of remodelings are happening in New York, and most of those walk-ins, they are in basements. So the space between the walk-in and the first floor, the main floor, or the ceiling of the basement is limited. And then people say, what I'm going to do in that case, I would like to use R290, I would like to use a solution, but technically I don't have it, right? Sometimes we say we can go to a CO2 split system, or you can continue using split system with HOLs or something. But I'm seeing more and more a urge for R290. Understanding that R290 is a cheaper solution, a very efficient solution. So Rivacold is bringing a solution that it's gonna be important for this type of application, but also is gonna create flexibility to the rest of some of the markets we have out there. So the unit that I just talked about it through this 30 minutes was a rooftop indoor unit. So Rivacold is launching a outdoor side mount unit. So this unit has the same concept that we apply and we've been applying on the package rooftop system that I just mentioned to you, we call BEST. And we are just launching the bold. The name of the unit is bold. That's the reason why we're saying in our subtitle that we have a boat solution for R290. So this is a system that can be placed wherever you think about it. Whatever you imagine that you need a R290 in a walking circumstances, you can apply this unit because you don't need to be worried anymore if you have space on the top or not. So this unit can go just creating a hole on the outside. If your walking is connect to a wall, if sometimes they put the externals walking that they just put the door inside the store, that solution will bring the flexibility that we need. So if you go to basements, if you go to remodels, people ask the question, hey Nelson, how much those baths they weight? If I need all those on top of that, if it's a remodel, I'm not gonna have the structure on the top, even though if I have the space, some of those units could weight up 400 pounds, right? If you put like 4 or 5 units over there, so you're talking about a lot of pounds on top of walking. That sometimes they were not designed for that. And then he said, so the remodeling is not possible in that case. So when we talk about a side mount, you have that option now because the side mount, you don't only rely on the wall to hold it, you can put a structure underneath and guarantee this to stay in place. So again, same concept of the other units that I've just mentioned to you guys. This unit we are bringing with 6 different sizes, so we expand a little bit. It's a unit that goes from 2,700 BTUs to 16,000 BTUs. So we expand a little bit just with one unit, the capacity. And then it's also a medium and low temperature type of application. Again, in order to make this unit possible, low energy consumption, low refrigerant charge, we have to get everything combined and designed in a way that makes us to bring potential savings that are really interesting. So this unit also use high efficiency compressors. So not necessarily we have variable speed in all our units. Because of the design and the way that this unit operates, we were able to use typical on-off compressors. However, we brought the same solution in terms of controls in order to keep the controls over our fans and over our evaporator in order to guarantee that we still going to give the best efficiency even though we are not using the highest technology in terms of compressor, which means to us that we were able to achieve a very important energy consumption or energy efficiency with an on-off compressor. But we have an extra step that we can do it later to bring even more using the same concept and the same design that we have today. Again, the idea and the develop put into this unit and the concept is the same one that I described. We put in place the development simulations in order to create the best evaporator design, coil design, heat exchanger design, the better design of overall of the system in order to keep the system safe and keep the system efficient. So again, we are bringing a safety control of our defrosting. We are working with probes and and thermostats in order to guarantee we have the right parameters and the right reading of every time during the working of the unit. Interesting or not, this unit brings another important application that is not necessarily for retails, but this unit can also be assembled in trailers. So there are a lot of companies that they assemble trailers over there, and they need to use R290, and they are looking for a solution. Sometimes even retail companies, they rent those trailers in order to do remodels, and then we can give them also a chance to, if I want to be sustainable inside my store, when I bring my vendors, I want them to be sustainable as well. And we are able to provide that solution also for trailers during remodels and temporary solutions of storage. So this unit is going to be able to operate in a very good condition at the ambience of 110 degrees. Of course, we have here in the United States situations where the ambient is much higher than that. The unit is still going to work. We're just going to have a little bit of timing to get to the temperature, and then we need to calculate that in the capacity process. So as the rooftop, this unit is also a multi-circuit system where we can have up to three compressors in one unit to give us the chance to achieve the 16,000 BTUs when we're going to talk about a bigger applications. This unit is also going to have our board where you can collect and have 2 days of operating parameters, a data log. So if something goes wrong with the unit, if you don't know what's going on, you are able to go there and download the data log and understand of how this date at that hour there was a potential change in power supply. There was a potential change in something in the system. So then we can serve the unit and make sure the unit continues operating in the right way. So when again, we have this unit operating the real time, right? So our controls are looking for all the probes and guaranteeing that we have the best out of the system. And the difference here, because it's an outdoor unit, we want to make sure that the electrical box, it's easy accessible, it's easy to open up and do everything over there. So even more than the rooftop, this creates a simple way for the technicians to go open a box, checking what is going on, and do the service outside the system without open up the system or open up any other part of the metal covers of our system. The difference here that I didn't mention is, like at the beginning on the rooftop, we have the system that doesn't have the evaporator inside, but because of the way that this unit either sits inside and the way that we make the installation or the way that this unit operates, we had to keep the evaporator inside the room. So in this case, the inside is going to be similar to a split system. You're going to have a unit cooler inside. The difference is that you don't have any kind of piping or anything that is necessary. It could look like a split system. So you have the unit cooler inside and the condensing unit outside, but that unit is self-contained, it's pre-charged, so you just need to punch a hole and assemble this unit inside the wall pins. So again, this unit is also come with the app that you can control and do everything with this unit through your phone. Again, this is a Bluetooth connection. We are not that on the wireless. It's a little bit more complex to do it. So it's a Bluetooth. You need to be around the unit or around a certain radius of the unit in order to have it work. But the same functionality. you can check and see all the parameters. You can change setups and change few things using your phone, or you can copy and paste. If you have several different installations, they are the same. You can copy the first one that you fine tune, and you just copy, so make it easier to go through this process. We also have Modbus connection. So this unit can also be connected and be remotely managed, right? So you can just do the Modbus and have a computer away from it. You can do it from your house. In this case, it's more wireless connected. And as we have for the other rooftop system, this unit can also be connected to several other ones. So this unit can be for one client, we can have up to 3 or 4 server units, which makes also a possibility to increase not only to 60,000 BTUs, but you can go up to 70 to 80,000 BTUs. And still use and have the ability to use R290 in a safe condition. Just mention to you guys so we can connect this unit. And when we talk about remote management, we only gonna have the management or the connection done with the main unit or client unit. So you don't need to have several different cables. It's just connect to the main system, and you can see all the other units. So for me, it's been a pleasure. I hope I brought to you guys something new, something different. Thank you all for the attention.